How is it going? Hope everyone's doing well, and thank you for tuning in this video. Today I'm here with my WWE NXT TakeOver 30 review. Of course, NXT TakeOver 30 aired on the WWE Network tonight. Without wasting any time, let's go and jump right into things. So the first match we had took place on the pre-show, which was a triple threat #1 contenders match for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Breezango taking on Oney, Lorcan, and Burch taking on Legado del Fantasma. This was a short match. It was only 5 or 6 minutes, but I believe the three tag teams took that time and made the best of it, because I thought this was a fun match for what it was, even though it got no time at all. I thought all the tag teams got the opportunity to shine, especially Breezango. I thought, Fandango looked really well in this match, did a nice dive into the outside. Raul Mendoza did a spinning twist onto the outside, which was a nice spot as well. So, for the short time it got, they were able to do a lot in the match, I felt. So, it was fun. It was fine. Breezango got the victory after Tyler Breeze nailed Danny Burch with a supermodel kick to secure the win for Breezango. So, they're the #1 contenders for the NXT Tag Team titles for Imperium. So, that should be a fine match. But, yeah, good match on the pre-show, just this short. From there, I'm going to the main show, which opened up with Finn Balor taking on Timothy Thatcher. This was a great opening match here. I thought Balor did a great job adapting to Timothy Thatcher's style. Absolutely loved it. Right from the get-go, Balor was, grounding Thatcher, but Thatcher was able to ground Balor. Worked over Balor's arm. A lot of mat wrestling into it. Balor was able to, like I said, go to Timothy Thatcher's style and wrestle his style. I thought Balor did a great job of grappling with him. A lot of hard-hitting action as well. Thatcher was just slapping around. Balor is absolutely nothing, and Balor had his comebacks. Balor stomped the shit out of Thatcher, which led into the coup de grace, which followed up with the 1916 for the 1-2-3. So Finn Balor ends up getting the win over Timothy Thatcher. Very hard-hitting match to open the show. Like I said, great match. Balor did a great job adapting to Thatcher's style, and yeah, it was definitely one of those old school wrestling matches I love watching. I feel like nowadays people's attention span are so short that they prefer a more fast paced exhilarating match rather than kind of an old school hard hitting matchup like this one was. I thought they told a great story. Thought they had great chemistry. Really enjoyed it. Balor gets a huge win over Timothy Thatcher. Great way to kick off the show. Then we go to the ladder match for the vacant NXT North American Championship. Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Cameron Grimes, Johnny Gargano, and Velveteen Dream. I thought this was an awesome ladder match. This is by far my favorite NXT match this year so far. I had a lot of fun with it. It was a lot of crash and burn. That's all this match really was. But you know what? In these type of matches, that's all it needs to be. You don't need a huge story behind it or, anything to really make a whole lot of sense. You just need guys going out there and rip each other apart. And that's absolutely what they did. I thought everyone did a fantastic job utilizing the ladder. Everyone was able to get their own spot in and have their own moment to shine. A lot of crazy stuff. Velveteen Dream died towards the end of the match where he got pushed up the ladder and just did a swanton into the crowd area through a table. I don't know where he went, but he can just disappear forever, if you ask me. Candice LeRae got involved, which led to Bronson Reed doing a dive off the ladder with Candice on his back onto Johnny Gargano, so that was a great spot. Cameron Grimes, in my opinion, the MVP of this match. I thought he did an excellent job, whether it's just him, being his great character that he is. The spots he was doing, him and Velveteen Dream had some good exchanges. He was taking some crazy-ass spots, where Johnny Gargano went for a sunset flip onto him, and he just ate the absolute ledge of the ladder and went straight into the mat. Man, that was a very vicious spot, but it was awesome to watch. Even did splits at one point between two ladders. So Cameron Grimes definitely was the MVP of this match, but everyone got the opportunity to shine. Everyone did a huge spot at one point to make them stand out. So this was just an awesome ladder match. Loved every second of it. Johnny Gargano looked like he was closing the victory after he pushed off Cameron Grimes, but then Damian Priest came out of nowhere. Grabbed on the championship. Him and Johnny Gargano kind of played tug of war. Ended up winning it, knocked Gargano down, retrieved the championship, and Damian Priest became your brand new NXT North American champion. Don't have any problem with him being champion ever since his match with Finn Balor back at NXT TakeOver in Your House. He's just been awesome, and I've been really enjoying his stuff, and he definitely deserves it. So I'm happy for him winning it. I honestly had no problem with anyone winning besides Velveteen Dream. So Damian Priest wins an excellent NXT North American Championship ladder match, in my opinion. So, yeah, like I said, a lot of crash and burn, but it was awesome. So, I had a lot of fun with it. And, yeah, great match. And no problem with Damian Priest becoming the brand new NXT North American Champion. Next, we had Adam Cole taking on Pat McAfee. This match had absolutely no business being as good as it was. This was a lot of fun, and if you had any doubts about Pat McAfee, he can go, at least against Adam Cole, because I thought they had a really entertaining match here. Right from the get-go, they go at it, kind of playing each other out, Cole doing some basic shoulder tackles, and, Pat McAfee kind of doing the typical celebrity stuff where he's kind of trying to mimic what Cole's doing to try and, show, hey, I can go with you as well, So some basic stuff. And then Pat McAfee's, crew comes out, followed by Undisputed Era. They all go at it for a good while, which leads to Pat McAfee hitting a beautiful swanton, by the way, off the top rope onto everybody on the outside. He got so much air on it. You got to get him props for that. So Pat McAfee with a beautiful swanton to the outside of everybody. Back in the ring, him and Cole go at it. He grounds Cole for a good while. It's a pretty good drop kick. Works over Cole for a good little while. Even takes a big bump. Even took the Yoshi-Goroshi from Cole at one point, which I thought was a great spot. But yeah, Pat McAfee definitely held his own against Adam Cole. Anyone that had any doubts about him, I thought he did a great job against Adam Cole. I thought they told a great story. I thought the in-ring work was really entertaining as well. So I definitely would not be against Pat McAfee wrestling some more. Cole almost took the referee out, which led to Pat McAfee hitting a low blow. Hits a punt kick for a huge near fall. I think everybody, including myself, thought for sure Pat McAfee was going to beat Adam Cole there, but Adam Cole kicks out of it. Adam Cole is able to get the upper hand when Pat McAfee goes for a double axe handle off the top rope. Cole hits some huge super kick. Looks like he's setting up for the knee, but Cole changes his mind. Hits the Panama Sunrise on Pat McAfee. 1, 2, 3. Adam Cole beats Pat McAfee in the middle of the ring. Really good match. Had a lot of fun with it. Like I said, I thought they told a great story. Pat McAfee looked great, and Adam Cole did a great job carrying him. So, all around, great performance from everyone, and a really entertaining match. So, yeah, huge win. And like I said, with that near fall, Pat McAfee hitting the punt kick and Adam Cole, I legitimately thought Pat McAfee was going to win. So, they did a great job convincing me on that near fall. So, yeah, like I said, overall, really good match. Next, we had the NXT Women's Championship being defended. Io Shirai defending against Dakota Kai. This was another great match as well. I thought Dakota Kai has really come into her own since she's turned heel. And I think, this year she's done a great job. And I thought this match against Io Shirai definitely showcased herself as a future women's champion. So she did a great job with Io Shirai here. Worked on Io for a good portion of the match, working on her arm. Crunching and doing whatever she possibly could to get the advantage on it. Io eventually had her comeback, set her up perfectly for the moonsault, but before she gave her a German suplex setup for it, Dakota Kai accidentally took out the referee. Io hits a German suplex followed by a moonsault, but which leads to Raquel Gonzalez coming in, hitting a choke slam onto Io Shirai, draping Dakota Kai over her. Io kicks out at 2. Has her come back once again over Dakota, hits a beautiful moonsault on her for the 1, 2, 3 to retain the NXT Women's Championship. Like I said, great match, really enjoyed it. I thought Dakota did a great job. I thought her, her working on Io's arm was great. She really, proved herself in this match, I felt. So, definitely proved herself as a future women's champion, whether it be NXT or Raw or SmackDown. I definitely think Dakota Kai is a champion in the future. So, great match with Io Shirai. Then, of course, afterwards, Raquel Gonzalez goes in the ring, starts beating down Io Shirai, which leads to Rhea Ripley coming out. They have a stare down, and that's that. So, obviously, Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez, the big match as they see it. So, I think I'll be interested in seeing that, but I didn't really care too much for the stare down, but I think that'll be an interesting matchup nonetheless. But like I said, great match between Io Shirai and Dakota Kai. Really enjoyed that one. And of course, go to the main event, which was for the NXT Championship. Keith Lee defending against Karrion Kross. I was not a fan of this main event. I didn't enjoy it right from the get-go. They were kind of going back and forth. Then Karrion Kross got the upper hand, worked over Keith Lee, put him in the abdominal stretch, worked over his arm, trying to set up for the cross jacket. Keith Lee had his comeback, was able to hit the spirit bomb for a near fall, but then Karrion Kross would, get the upper hand once again, lay in some chops and some hits, hit a huge clothesline, which I believe separated his shoulder. He was, holding his shoulder after that, so he obviously hurt himself. Ends up hitting Doomsday, which Keith Lee kicks out of. Keith Lee has a comeback, tries to set him up in the corner for, I don't know what he was going for, but Karrion Kross is able to counter it, ends up hitting a Doomsday from the second rope, and gets a pin over Keith Lee. 1, 2, 3, and Karrion Kross is your brand new NXT champion. I just wasn't feeling the match. I didn't feel like they had chemistry. I just wasn't buying it. I didn't care for it. And, you know, they gave this match a lot of time, which I'm all for, but I didn't feel like it was drawing my attention. And the finish kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. He kind of hit the Doomsday, and the 3 count just kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. So I felt it was kind of flat, and it didn't feel like a big monumental title change. And it just honestly didn't feel like it was really worth anything. It didn't feel like a moment. So I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the match, but Karrion Kross, I don't mind being NXT champion. I think he has a lot to prove still. Even though I do like his work, I do think he still has a lot to prove, however. So I'm interested to see how his title reign goes. But yeah, he defeats Keith Lee. Where Keith Lee goes from here, I don't know. Whether it goes to the main roster or whether he wanders around NXT still. I don't see why they would have made him a transitional champion if he wasn't moving up. So I don't know. Definitely interested, but yeah, wasn't a fan of the main event though, so. But besides that main event, I thought the rest of the show was awesome. I had a lot of fun with it. It honestly reminded me of like an old school takeover where it's just a lot of fun. The wrestling was fantastic, and there really wasn't anything bad on the show by any means. Like I said, the only thing I didn't really like was the main event. It wasn't a bad match by any means, but I wasn't feeling it. And like I said, I thought Kross and Lee just had no chemistry. I just really wasn't feeling it. So besides the main event, I thought everything else was a lot of fun. Great wrestling show, and definitely was a very fun takeover. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please feel free to leave a like below. And of course, next time, I'll see you guys, and thank you guys for watching the video.